To understand the fascinating world of dinosaurs, we begin our journey deep into Earth's past, millions of years before humanity's arrival. This vast chapter in geologic time is known as the Mesozoic Era, often called the Age of Reptiles. It spans approximately 186 million years, stretching from about 252 million years ago to nearly 66 million years ago. This era was a time of monumental change on our planet, a stage set for the rise, flourish, and eventual decline of dinosaurs. Picture the Earth at the start of the Mesozoic Era. The world was emerging from a cataclysmic event, the Permian-Triassic extinction, often regarded as the most severe extinction in Earth's history, eliminating up to 96% of marine species and approximately 70% of terrestrial vertebrates. This extinction reset life on Earth, creating vast ecological vacancies. The Mesozoic Era began in this aftermath, with nature reshaping itself. Life forms that could adapt to new environmental pressures found fresh opportunities to evolve and diversify. The Mesozoic Era is divided into three major periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. But before diving into these epochs individually, it's important to appreciate the overall environmental canvas they shared. An Earth markedly different from today's. During much of the Mesozoic, the continents as we know them today were joined into a colossal landmass called Pangaea. Imagine this supercontinent as a vast, continuous land, stretching from pole to pole, encircled by a single immense ocean called Panthalassa. The climate along the interior of Pangaea was generally arid and harsh, while coastal regions experienced more humid conditions. This arrangement influenced the evolution and distribution of early dinosaurs and other contemporary species. The gradual process of continental drift, powered by plate tectonics, would slowly pry Pangaea apart over millions of years, shaping the diverse habitats that dinosaurs would come to inhabit. In those prehistoric times, the atmosphere held slightly higher levels of carbon dioxide than today, contributing to warmer global temperatures. Ice caps, if present at all, were minimal. This warm, greenhouse world permitted reptiles, including dinosaurs, to thrive across a range of latitudes. The elevated temperatures and sea levels fostered habitats that included dense forests, river valleys, and vast deserts, all teeming with evolving life. Life in the Mesozoic was not limited to dinosaurs alone. This era also witnessed the rapid diversification of other reptiles, including the ancestors of crocodiles and pterosaurs, the first vertebrates to master powered flight. Marine reptiles like ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs ruled the oceans, showcasing the rich variety of reptilian life forms, adapting to different environments. Early mammals, small and mostly nocturnal, crept in the shadows alongside these dominant reptiles. Meanwhile, plants were evolving rapidly as well. Gymnosperms like cycads, ginkgos, and conifers dominated the landscape, only later giving way to the first flowering plants in the Cretaceous. These botanical changes influenced the diets and habitats of herbivorous dinosaurs, holding significant sway over the Mesozoic ecosystems. But it was in this intricate web of life that dinosaurs found their niche. Emerging as relatively modest-sized creatures at the dawn of the Triassic, dinosaurs would come to dominate terrestrial ecosystems through the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. Their evolutionary success owed much to the unique environmental setting the Mesozoic provided: vast, varied habitats, warming climates, and ecological opportunities resulting from extinction events and continental shifts. The end of the Mesozoic marks a monumental turning point in Earth's history. The era concluded with the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, approximately 66 million years ago, which famously brought an end to the age of non-avian dinosaurs. This event also paved the way for mammalian ascendancy and the modern diversity of life we see today. As we begin to explore deeper into each period within the Mesozoic, we will unravel the story of how dinosaurs arose, flourished, and adapted to an ever-changing world. We will look at the shifting landscapes crafted by plate tectonics, climate shifts that molded ecosystems, and the extraordinary diversity of dinosaur species that reigned supreme. So let us settle into this journey through time, tracing the steps that led from Earth's recovery after mass extinction to an epoch dominated by some of the most extraordinary creatures ever to roam our planet. The Mesozoic Era truly set the grand stage for the Age of Dinosaurs, a saga of survival and adaptation across millions of years that continues to captivate and inspire. As we continue our exploration of the Mesozoic Era, it's essential to understand its division into three distinct periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. Each of these timeframes spans tens of millions of years and is characterized by unique climatic conditions, geological events, and remarkable evolutionary milestones, particularly in the story of the dinosaurs. Understanding these periods in detail allows us to unravel how life evolved, adapted, and flourished across vast expanses of Earth's dynamic history. We begin with the Triassic period, which extended from approximately 252 to 201 million years ago. The Triassic marks the dawn of the Mesozoic and represents a critical rebound from the catastrophic Permian-Triassic extinction event. Life was slowly recovering, and the planet's ecosystems were in a state of flux. This was an era of experimentation and evolutionary innovation. The supercontinent Pangaea was still largely intact during the Triassic, creating interior landmasses that were hot and dry, with harsh desert-like conditions prevalent in many areas. Volcanic activity was significant, and shallow seas began to form along the coasts. The climate, generally arid with seasonal rainfall, limited lush vegetation mostly to coniferous forests, cycads, and seed ferns. These plants provided the first sources of sustenance for emerging herbivorous reptiles. Significantly, the Triassic witnessed the first dinosaurs' origin. Though early dinosaurs were comparatively modest in number and stature, the groundwork for their eventual dominance was laid here. Other reptilian groups flourished as well, such as the archosaurs, relatives to dinosaurs that include modern-day crocodilians, along with the early ancestors of pterosaurs and marine reptiles, like ichthyosaurs. The Triassic ended around 201 million years ago, with another, albeit smaller, mass extinction event, which further cleared ecosystems and set the scene for the Jurassic period to begin. The Jurassic period, ranging from approximately 201 to 145 million years ago, is often considered the height of dinosaur evolution. This era is famous for the thunderous giants that walked the Earth and for the diversification and expansion of dinosaur species into many ecological niches. The breakup of Pangaea accelerated during the Jurassic, slowly forming the early Atlantic Ocean and splitting the landmass into Laurasia in the north and Gondwana in the south. The climate during the Jurassic became more humid and wetter compared to the dry Triassic, with widespread lush vegetation. Vast coniferous forests, ferns, and cycads dominated the landscape, creating abundant food supplies for large herbivorous dinosaurs. This period also saw the early evolution of the first birds, descended from small theropod dinosaurs, exemplifying one of the most important evolutionary transitions of the Mesozoic. The Jurassic seas teemed with marine reptiles like plesiosaurs and ichthyosaurs, while flying reptiles, pterosaurs, also reached peak diversity. This marine and aerial expansion paralleled the terrestrial dominance of enormous sauropods such as Brachiosaurus and Diplodocus, who became some of the largest creatures to ever walk the Earth. Meanwhile, Carnivorous theropods like Allosaurus prowled these ancient forests and plains with impressive adaptations for hunting. As this dynamic period ended, Earth was poised for an even more dramatic phase, the Cretaceous period, spanning from about 145 to 66 million years ago. The Cretaceous represents the longest and final chapter of the Mesozoic, characterized by further continental drift, significant evolutionary development, and some of the most recognizable dinosaurs. By the Cretaceous, the continents had broken apart more distinctly, approaching their modern configurations. The Atlantic Ocean widened, and inland seas flooded large areas, creating diverse and varied habitats. The climate remained warm, but exhibited more regional variability. Flowering plants, known as angiosperms, emerged and diversified during this time, revolutionizing ecosystems by providing new food sources and habitats, and influencing herbivorous dinosaur evolution. Dinosaurs reached their peak diversity and abundance in the Cretaceous. The colossal sauropods of the Jurassic were now joined and partially replaced by new herbivores, hadrosaurs, ceratopsians like the famous Triceratops, and armored dinosaurs such as ankylosaurs. The predatory theropods became even more diverse, ranging from the massive Tyrannosaurus rex to the enigmatic Spinosaurus, adapted for semi-aquatic life. The Cretaceous also continued to witness the evolutionary success of birds, as well as the diversification of small mammals adapting to subdued ecological roles. Marine reptiles persisted, though some groups began their gradual decline. This final Mesozoic period concluded dramatically with the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. Triggered most likely by a massive asteroid impact combined with extensive volcanic activity and climate shifts, it led to the extinction of nearly 75% of Earth's species, including all non-avian dinosaurs. This extinction marked the end of the Mesozoic era and initiated the rise of mammals and eventually human dominance in the Cenozoic era. Each period of the Mesozoic thus tells a rich and layered story, not just of dinosaurs, but of Earth itself transforming through shifting continents, climates, and ecosystems. The early survival strategies and modest beginnings in the Triassic evolved into the extraordinary ecological complexity of the Jurassic, culminating in the astonishing diversity and final days of the dinosaurs during the Cretaceous. As we move forward, we will delve deeper into how dinosaurs first emerged from their archosaur ancestors in the Triassic and explore the fascinating adaptations that allowed them to flourish across the Jurassic and Cretaceous landscapes. This comprehensive understanding illuminates the grandeur and complexity of life on Earth during the Age of Dinosaurs, setting the stage for the remarkable stories yet to come. Tracing the origins of dinosaurs takes us back to a remarkable chapter in Earth's biological history, when ancient reptiles known as archosaurs began evolving along unique paths that would ultimately lead to the rise of the dinosaurs. This journey of evolution, which unfolded during the late Permian and early Triassic periods, roughly 250 to 230 million years ago, is a complex story of subtle anatomical shifts, ecological opportunities, and environmental pressures that collectively shaped the first true dinosaurs. Archosaurs, meaning ruling reptiles, represent a diverse and foundational group of diapsid reptiles. They appeared prior to the Mesozoic era and rapidly diversified following the Permian-Triassic extinction, flourishing into multiple lineages. Among archosaurs were the ancestors of modern crocodilians, the precursors of pterosaurs, and the various reptiles that would eventually evolve into the dinosaurs. Understanding archosaurs is crucial because dinosaurs did not appear out of nowhere. Rather, they emerged as a specialized subset within this broad reptilian clade. The Permian-Triassic extinction event, which occurred about 252 million years ago, drastically reshaped ecosystems on a global scale. nearly 90% of species disappeared, eradicating many dominant groups and opening vast ecological niches. This event created an evolutionary reset, allowing surviving lineages like archosaurs to exploit new environments. Early archosaurs began to diversify into both terrestrial and aquatic forms, developing traits that provided advantages in the changing world. Within the archosaur lineage, two major branches formed: the Pseudosuchia, which led to crocodilians, and the Avemetatarsalia, which included dinosaurs and pterosaurs. Dinosaurs stem from the Avemetatarsalia branch and are distinguished by a unique set of anatomical features. These include an upright, erect stance, allowing efficient locomotion, as well as specialized hip structures and limb configurations that suggest agility and endurance. Early dinosaur ancestors exhibited many primitive traits shared with other archosaurs, but gradually evolved distinctive adaptations. For instance, they developed an open acetabulum, or hip socket, which provided enhanced leg mobility. This trait is one of the defining characteristics of dinosaurs and contributed to their ability to stand directly beneath their bodies rather than sprawling to the sides, as seen in many other reptiles. This anatomical innovation facilitated greater speed and stamina, giving early dinosaurs an evolutionary edge. Important fossils shed light on this transitional phase. For example, Herrerasaurus, a predatory reptile from the late Triassic of what is now Argentina, is often considered one of the earliest true dinosaurs or very close relatives. Herrerasaurus displayed features like a bird-like pelvis and limb structure suited for active hunting. Similarly, Eoraptor, another small, early dinosaur from the same region and time, provides critical clues to the initial dinosaurian form. Small, lightly built, and likely omnivorous. These creatures represent evolutionary stepping stones bridging archosaurs and later more diverse dinosaurs. Beyond skeletal anatomy, the broader ecological context played a major role in the origin of dinosaurs. The late Triassic environment was varied, with fragmented habitats due to ongoing climatic fluctuations and the initial stages of Pangaea's breakup. This created new niches and isolated populations, encouraging evolutionary experimentation and adaptation. Dinosaurs initially occupied relatively small and specialized niches, coexisting with other reptiles and early synapsids. Over time, dinosaurs' evolutionary trajectory was shaped by competition, predation, and feeding strategies that gradually allowed them to increase in size and diversify. Other contemporaries of early dinosaurs included the crurotarsans, crocodile-line archosaurs, some of which were formidable predators and competitors. Early dinosaurs' success depended not only on anatomical traits, but on their ability to exploit ecological opportunities, such as varying diets and locomotion styles. Their erect posture, for instance, permitted more efficient movement on land, allowing access to resources and evasion from predators. Advances in paleontology and technology continue to refine our understanding of dinosaur origins. Recent discoveries of early dinosaur fossils in South America, Africa, and elsewhere have expanded the known range and diversity of these early reptiles. Improved dating techniques and cladistic analyses help place these species more accurately on the evolutionary tree, revealing that dinosaur emergence was a gradual process rather than a sudden event. In summary, dinosaurs emerged from a lineage of archosaurs that had survived one of Earth's most severe extinction events. Through incremental anatomical and ecological changes over millions of years, this group evolved traits that set the stage for the dramatic proliferation of dinosaurs throughout the Mesozoic era. Their origins are embedded within a dynamic evolutionary landscape defined by adaptation, competition, and opportunity. A narrative that reveals not only where dinosaurs came from, but also how life itself persistently innovates to thrive amidst change. As we move forward from understanding their origins, we will explore how the world geography of the time, the drifting continents and changing climates, further influenced dinosaur evolution and diversification. This perspective will illuminate the intricate connections between Earth's physical transformations and the evolutionary paths of its remarkable ancient inhabitants. As we immerse ourselves deeper into the Mesozoic era, understanding the world geography and climate during the age of dinosaurs becomes pivotal to appreciating the ecosystem dynamics that shaped their evolution, behavior, and diversity. The Earth of the Mesozoic was an ever-changing planet where land masses drifted, climates fluctuated, and landscapes transformed, crafting a complex and mesmerizing milieu for the age-old reign of dinosaurs. To begin, we must picture the supercontinent known as Pangaea, present at the dawn of the Mesozoic. Pangaea was a vast, singular landmass that encompassed nearly all of the Earth's continents, fused into one. Stretching across both hemispheres, it opened a world of unique geological and climatic consequences. The interior of Pangaea was largely inhospitable to lush vegetation due to its immense size and distance from oceanic moisture. These continental interiors typically experienced extremely arid and seasonal climates. In contrast, the coastal margins tended to be more humid, supporting growth of rich forests and a diversity of flora. This dichotomy played a substantial role in the habitats accessible to early dinosaurs and their contemporaries, dictating food availability and migratory patterns. However, Pangaea's reign did not last the entire Mesozoic era. As the Triassic period unfolded, the tectonic forces beneath Earth's crust gradually pulled the supercontinent apart. This process, known as continental drift, was driven by the movement of massive tectonic plates over the semi-fluid mantle beneath them. Over tens of millions of years, these colossal plates shifted, fractured, and rifted, reshaping the surface of the planet. By the Jurassic, Pangaea had begun splitting into two large landmasses, Laurasia in the northern hemisphere and Gondwana in the southern hemisphere. This division opened nascent ocean basins, such as the early Atlantic Ocean, permitting increased oceanic circulation, which influenced climate and habitat differentiation. The breakup continued through the Cretaceous, fostering further continental separation into recognizable modern continents like Africa, South America, North America, Antarctica, and Eurasia. The consequences of these continental shifts were profound for dinosaur evolution. Fragmenting land masses created geographical barriers that isolated species populations, driving evolutionary divergence and speciation. Distinct dinosaur faunas evolved on separate continents, adapting uniquely to their environments. This geographical separation is why paleontologists find distinct assemblages of dinosaur species in South America, North America, Africa, and Asia during the Mesozoic. Climatically, the Mesozoic landscape was generally warmer than today, lacking polar ice caps and characterized by greenhouse conditions. Atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations were significantly higher, fueling elevated global temperatures. During the Triassic and early Jurassic, some regions experienced fluctuating arid conditions, whereas the late Jurassic into the Cretaceous saw increased humidity and more stable warm climates. The warm temperatures enabled dinosaurs to occupy a wide range of latitudes, including polar regions, which, unlike today, were not buried in ice but supported diverse ecosystems. Fossil evidence from high-latitude zones, such as Alaska and Antarctica, reveals dinosaurs adapted to seasonal variations in light and temperature, living in forests of conifers and deciduous trees. Sea levels during the Mesozoic were also generally higher than modern times. Throughout the Cretaceous, expansive, shallow inland seas inundated continental interiors, such as the Western Interior Seaway in North America. These vast marine corridors influenced climatic patterns by moderating temperatures, creating humid environments, and forming diverse coastal ecosystems, aided by a proliferation of marine invertebrates, fish, and swimming reptiles. Vegetation during this era evolved with the changing climate and geography. Early Mesozoic flora was dominated by gymnosperms, cone-bearing plants like cycads, ginkgos, and conifers that thrived in warm climates and provided critical habitats and food sources for herbivorous dinosaurs. The rise of flowering plants, or angiosperms, in the mid to late Cretaceous sparked dramatic ecological changes, reshaping landscapes and the dietary dynamics of dinosaurs and insects. Understanding the shifts in geography and climate helps us comprehend the remarkable adaptability of dinosaurs. Their evolutionary success was intertwined with this dynamic environment, where shifting continents fostered isolation and specialization. Warm climates allowed wide-range colonization, and environmental changes prompted new interactions between species. In essence, the Mesozoic world was a planet in motion, both literally and figuratively. The fluid dance of continents, the warmth weaving through ecosystems, the rise and fall of sea levels, and the evolving tapestry of life all interconnected to shape the story of dinosaurs. This environmental canvas provided opportunities and challenges, guiding the evolutionary currents that created some of Earth's most magnificent prehistoric creatures. As we prepare to explore the rise of the earliest dinosaurs, understanding this shifting, warm world will illuminate how and where these remarkable reptiles carved their place in history. The stage was set, continents in flux, climates teeming with life, and ecological niches awaiting dominance. With this grand setting in mind, the next chapters of dinosaur evolution come vividly to life. As we transition from understanding the broad strokes of the Mesozoic era's world geography and climate, we arrive at a truly fascinating moment in history. The rise of the first dinosaurs. Within the late Triassic period, roughly 230 million years ago, dinosaurs began to emerge from their archosaur ancestors, setting the stage for a transformative reign over the planet that would span millions of years. Among the earliest known dinosaurs, two genera stand out for their significance in paleontology: Eoraptor and Herrerasaurus. These ancient creatures offer invaluable insights into how dinosaurs first adapted, diversified, and began to dominate terrestrial ecosystems. Eoraptor, meaning dawn thief, was a small, lightly built dinosaur that roamed what is now northwest Argentina during the late Triassic. Measuring about 1 meter in length, Eoraptor is often considered one of the most basal or primitive dinosaurs discovered to date. Its skeleton exhibits a blend of traits that mark the evolutionary shift from earlier archosaur relatives to truly dinosaurian forms. Notably, Eoraptor had an erect posture, with limbs positioned beneath its body, unlike the sprawling stance of many reptiles. This posture likely allowed for more efficient bipedal locomotion, enabling speed and agility vital for survival. An omnivore by diet, Eoraptor possessed sharp, serrated teeth adapted to consume a varied diet of small prey, insects, and possibly plant material. Its skull displayed several features that hinted at the early diversification of feeding strategies that dinosaurs would explore. While Eoraptor was modest in size and stature, its significance lies in its place in the evolutionary tree. It represents a form closely related to the common ancestors of most later dinosaur groups, bridging the gap between ancestral reptiles and more advanced theropod and sauropod omorph dinosaurs. Contemporary with Eoraptor, and yet significantly larger and more fearsome, was Herrerasaurus, named after the Argentinian geologist Victorino Herrera. Herrerasaurus was one of the earliest large carnivorous dinosaurs, reaching lengths of up to 6 meters. Like Eoraptor, it lived in the late Triassic of South America, with fossil evidence primarily unearthed in the Ischigualasto Formation, a crucial site yielding some of the oldest dinosaur remains. Herrerasaurus is particularly important because it showcases advanced adaptations linked to predatory lifestyles. It had powerful hind limbs built for running, sharp, curved claws on its hands for grasping prey, and robust jaws lined with serrated teeth designed to slice through flesh efficiently. Unlike Eoraptor, Herrerasaurus was a specialized carnivore, one of the earliest to occupy a top predatory niche within its ecosystem. Its position in the dinosaur lineage has been the subject of extensive scientific study and sometimes debate. While some paleontologists classify Herrerasaurus as among the earliest theropods, others place it as a close relative just outside the dinosaur clade, illustrating how dinosaur origins blur the lines between evolutionary groups. Regardless, Herrerasaurus is unquestionably vital in understanding the morphology and ecology of early dinosaurs. Both Eoraptor and Herrerasaurus lived during a time when Earth's ecosystems were in transition. The late Triassic was characterized by communities of diverse reptiles, including other archosaurs, as well as a smattering of early mammal relatives cautiously occupying smaller niches. The relative scarcity of dinosaur fossils from this period reflects their initial struggle for dominance amid competitive pressures, but also signals the beginnings of a spectacular evolutionary radiation. What makes their coexistence all the more intriguing is how these basal dinosaurs illustrate early ecosystem structuring. With Eoraptor adopting an omnivorous, small-bodied lifestyle, and Herrerasaurus evolving into a large apex predator, this diversity demonstrated the potential for niche partitioning, a key driver in biological diversification. Their presence indicates that the pioneering dinosaurs were already beginning to explore a wider range of ecological roles. The fossil sites where these dinosaurs were discovered reveal more than just bones. They expose a rich tapestry of environmental context. The Ischigualasto Formation of Argentina, for example, preserves floodplain deposits replete with early Mesozoic flora, such as ferns and seed ferns, alongside contemporaneous species like rhynchosaurs and early crocodilomorphs. These conditions offer a glimpse into habitats where the earliest dinosaurs prowled, providing clues about their behaviors, diets, and interactions with other prehistoric life. Intriguingly, the evolutionary features displayed by Eoraptor and Herrerasaurus reflect broader trends in early dinosaur evolution. Limb morphology that supported upright, cursorial movement allowed increased mobility, dental variations allowed dietary specialization, and skeletal adaptations offered protection and agility. These evolutionary innovations helped lay the foundation for the rich branching dinosaur lineages that would dominate the Jurassic and Cretaceous landscapes. Studying these primordial dinosaurs also offers a humbling perspective on the vast timescale of life's unfolding drama. From a planet recovering from mass extinction with barren or unstable ecosystems, the rise of Eoraptor and Herrerasaurus illustrates the gradual but persistent resurgence of complex life that would ultimately transform Earth's terrestrial realms. Their legacy casts a long shadow, guiding modern scientists in tracing evolutionary pathways, revealing the foundations of dinosaur success, and reminding us of the profound resilience and adaptability of life. As we progress beyond their story, we will witness the explosive diversification of dinosaurs, their colonization of continents, and the emergence of the diverse forms that captivate us today. In essence, the rise of Eoraptor and Herrerasaurus is both a beginning and a beacon. It signals the dawn of dinosaurs as a dominant force and foreshadows the intricate and captivating evolutionary journey that lies ahead. As we journey forward into the rich and vibrant world of dinosaurs, it becomes apparent that one of the most astonishing aspects of these ancient creatures was their incredible diversity, not just in size and form, but in their dietary specializations and ecological roles. Dinosaurs were far from homogeneous. Instead, they filled a vast spectrum of niches with astounding adaptability, encompassing carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores. This diversity was a critical factor that allowed them to thrive for over 160 million years and colonize nearly every terrestrial environment available. Starting with herbivorous dinosaurs, these plant-eaters evolved a wide array of adaptations to exploit the rich vegetation of the Mesozoic, which ranged from towering conifers and cycads to the later emergence of flowering plants. Early herbivores were generally small and bipedal, but as time progressed, many evolved massive sizes and distinct body structures to maximize feeding efficiency. Among the earliest herbivorous dinosaurs were the prosauropods, primarily bipedal, but sometimes capable of moving on all fours. They typically had long necks and small heads with specialized teeth adapted for stripping foliage. As the Jurassic period unfolded, this lineage gave rise to the giant sauropods, famous for their enormous size, long necks, and tails. These titanosaurs, such as Brachiosaurus and Diplodocus, were the gentle giants of their ecosystems, feeding on high canopy plants that were out of reach for many other species. Their unparalleled bulk offered protection against predators, while their extensive digestive systems allowed them to process tough vegetation. Meanwhile, another herbivore group, the ornithischians, explored different strategies for plant eating. This group included stegosaurs with their iconic plates and spikes, ankylosaurs armored with bony clubs, and ceratopsians like Triceratops, renowned for their elaborate horns and frills possibly used for defense and social behavior. Hadrosaurs, or duck-billed dinosaurs, evolved highly complex dental batteries that allowed them to efficiently grind tough plant material. And some members sported distinctive crests used perhaps in communication or mating displays. Carnivorous dinosaurs, often the most famous and dramatic figures in popular culture, exhibited an equally impressive diversity. From the small, agile predators to the largest terrestrial carnivores ever known, theropods dominated the predatory niches across the Mesozoic. Early theropods, such as Chelophysis, were slender and quick, preying on small vertebrates and insects. Over time, some lineages evolved gigantism, culminating in iconic predators like Allosaurus in the Jurassic and the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex and Spinosaurus in the Cretaceous. Theropods exhibited adaptations essential for predatory life: sharp serrated teeth, powerful jaws, keen senses, and in many cases, strong clawed forelimbs suited for grasping prey. Their hunting strategies likely varied widely, from active pursuit to ambush, and some even evolved social behaviors that hinted at pack hunting. Interestingly, theropods also gave rise to birds, illustrating a fascinating evolutionary path where predatory dinosaurs diversified into flying forms. Omnivory, the consumption of both plant and animal matter, was another dietary strategy among dinosaurs, though less prevalent. This flexibility allowed certain species to exploit a broader range of food resources, a useful trait in fluctuating environments where specialized diets became limiting. Early omnivorous dinosaurs like Eoraptor possessed mixed dentition suitable for swallowing insects, small animals, and plant material. Later, some species within theropods and ornithischians also showed features indicating omnivorous tendencies, blending hunting and foraging behaviors. The diversity in diet among dinosaurs shaped ecosystems in profound ways. herbivores influenced vegetation patterns by selective browsing and grazing, sometimes leading to co-evolutionary relationships where plants developed defenses like spines or toxins. Predators controlled herbivore populations, maintaining ecological balance, and omnivores added complexity by occupying intermediate positions within food webs. Moreover, this diversity fostered an extraordinary variety of behaviors and interactions. Some herbivores developed social herding to protect against predators, while many carnivores exhibited territoriality and specialized hunting techniques. The emergence of nests and parental care further reflects behavioral adaptations linked to survival and reproduction. This rich dietary mosaic, underpinned by anatomical specializations, teeth variations, digestive systems, limb designs, and sensory adaptations, allowed dinosaurs to persist and flourish across varying climates and continents. Their flexibility in food sources and ecological roles was a powerful driver of their evolutionary success, highlighting the sophisticated complexity of Mesozoic life. Understanding the vast spectrum of dinosaur diets also challenges earlier simplistic portrayals of dinosaurs as merely monstrous reptiles. Instead, these creatures demonstrate nuanced ecological roles analogous to modern fauna, helping us paint a more accurate and vivid picture of prehistoric life. As we reflect on the dietary diversity of dinosaurs, we prepare to delve next into the fascinating physical characteristics that accompanied these lifestyles, from protective scales and bony armor to feathers and beyond, each revealing more secrets about how these magnificent creatures lived, thrived, and evolved. As we delve deeper into the captivating world of dinosaurs, one of the most intriguing aspects to explore is their defining physical features, the remarkable adaptations that allowed them to thrive across millions of years. Among these features, the texture and covering of their skin, ranging from scales to feathers, and additional unique traits, offer us a window not only into their biology, but also their behaviors, evolutionary pathways, and environmental interactions. This exploration takes us on a fascinating journey from the conventional image of dinosaur skin to the groundbreaking discoveries that continue to reshape our understanding of these ancient creatures. Traditionally, dinosaurs were depicted as large reptiles clad solely in tough, scaly skin, much like modern lizards or crocodiles. This image stemmed from early fossil evidence, including fossilized impressions of skin with scale-like textures, and from their classification within the group Reptilia. Indeed, many dinosaurs, especially sauropods and armored species, had skin covered with bony structures called osteoderms, which formed plates or bumps that offered protection and, in some cases, played roles in thermoregulation or display. However, over recent decades, scientific advancements and remarkable fossil discoveries, especially from sites in China like the Liaoning province, have fundamentally altered this perspective. These discoveries revealed that some dinosaurs had feathers, structures previously thought exclusive to birds. Feathers are made of keratin, the same protein found in our hair and nails, and in avian species, they serve multiple functions: insulation, flight, display, and camouflage. Feathered dinosaurs ranged widely among different groups, particularly within theropods, the predominantly carnivorous lineage from which birds evolved. Small, agile theropods such as Sinosauropteryx revealed filamentous, hair-like protofeathers, while larger species displayed more complex branching feathers. This evidence confirms that feathers did not evolve solely for flight. Initial functions likely included insulation to regulate body temperature and visual signaling for mating displays or social interaction. Even some non-theropod dinosaurs might have had feather-like coverings or filamentous integuments, indicating a broader distribution of these features than once believed. Yet, it's important to note that many large-bodied dinosaurs probably retained scaly skin, as evidenced by direct fossil impressions. For instance, many sauropods and hadrosaurs, the so-called duck-billed dinosaurs, exhibit scale-like textures, with some displaying patterns of overlapping keratinous scales and others developing tiny bumps or glands within the skin surface. The evolutionary interplay between scales and feathers is a subject of ongoing research. Some scientists propose that feathers evolved from modified scales, with filaments developing as extensions or modifications of epidermal cells. Others examine genetic underpinnings through modern bird genomes, finding regulatory genes active in feather development also involved in scale formation. Beyond skin coverings, the defining physical features of dinosaurs extend to skeletal traits. One hallmark is the distinctive hip structure, which gives the Dinosauria its name, meaning terrible lizard, but whose hips set them apart from other reptiles. Dinosaurs are divided into two groups based on pelvic structure: the Saurischia, lizard-hipped, and the Ornithischia, bird-hipped, each with unique adaptations to locomotion and posture. Another fascinating feature is the presence of intricate dental batteries, or specialized teeth, among herbivorous dinosaurs. Hadrosaurs developed complex, self-sharpening teeth ideal for chewing tough plant material, while ceratopsians had powerful beaks combined with dental arrays adapted for shearing. Some dinosaurs, like stegosaurs and ankylosaurs, evolved bony plates or spikes, not just as armor, but possibly for display and thermoregulation. The iconic plates along the back of Stegosaurus might have functioned similarly to solar panels, absorbing sunlight to help regulate body temperature, while the massive club at the tail of Ankylosaurus served as a formidable defensive weapon. Crested dinosaurs, such as Lambeosaurine hadrosaurs, sported hollow cranial crests, which likely functioned as resonating chambers for sound production or species recognition, enhancing communication within herds. Overall, these defining features, from feathers and scales to horns, frills, plates, and specialized teeth, reveal the incredible adaptability and nuanced evolutionary strategies of dinosaurs. They illustrate a lineage constantly responding to environmental pressures, predation threats, and reproductive demands. Our modern image of dinosaurs thus transcends static statues and reptilian caricatures, instead portraying a diverse and dynamic group of animals exhibiting complex skin coverings and physical adaptations. Their legacy is vividly preserved, not only in bones, but in the extraordinary diversity of forms and functions that continue to inspire scientific discovery. As we continue into the next chapters, the remarkable giants of the Jurassic, the colossal sauropods, towering titans of their age, bring into sharp relief the relationship between their physical form and the ecological dominance they achieved. But before that, the story of skin, feathers, and scales reminds us of the subtle, intricate details woven throughout dinosaur evolution, bringing these ancient creatures ever closer to life in our imagination. As we turn our attention from the diverse and adaptable features of dinosaurs to one of their most awe-inspiring groups, the giant sauropods, we enter a world of colossal titans that reigned supreme during the Jurassic period. These immense creatures, some of the largest land animals ever to have lived, captivate the imagination with their sheer size, extraordinary anatomy, and the ecological dominance they achieved. Their story is one of evolutionary marvel, combining unique physiology with environmental adaptations that allowed them to thrive in the lush, expansive landscapes of Jurassic Earth. Sauropods, a subgroup of the larger clade Sauropodomorpha, are instantly recognizable by several defining characteristics: enormously long necks, massive barrel-shaped bodies, sturdy column-like legs, and long tails, which could stretch out behind them like balancing counterweights. Their gigantic stature was supported by skeletal adaptations, including hollow bones to reduce weight, and specialized limb bones designed to bear immense loads while providing stability. The evolutionary roots of sauropods trace back to smaller ancestors known as prosauropods, which had primarily bipedal or facultatively quadrupedal locomotion. Over millions of years, selective pressures favored increases in size, partly as a defense mechanism against predators, and partly to access vegetation that competitors could not reach. By the mid-Jurassic, giants like Brachiosaurus and Diplodocus had emerged, representing some of the most colossal terrestrial animals in Earth's history. Brachiosaurus is particularly famous for its distinctive body plan. Unlike most sauropods that held their necks roughly parallel to the ground, Brachiosaurus had longer forelimbs than hind limbs, enabling it to hold its neck upright almost vertically. This posture allowed it to browse treetops and other high vegetation, likely feeding on the needles of large conifers and cycads. Its gigantic size, estimated at around 25 meters, 82 feet in length, and weighing up to 50 tons, would have made it a near-impervious presence for contemporary carnivores. In contrast, Diplodocus and related diplodocids featured necks held more horizontally. With elongated necks and whip-like tails, they likely grazed on lower vegetation, stripping leaves from a wide radius with minimal movement of their massive bodies. Diplodocus could reach lengths exceeding 27 meters, 89 feet, combining a lightweight, elongated skull with peg-like teeth optimized for snipping foliage. These sauropods' extraordinary sizes raise questions about their physiology and how they overcame challenges such as circulation, respiration, and metabolism. Researchers believe that sauropods had highly efficient respiratory systems, possibly similar to modern birds, with air sacs penetrating their bones, facilitating a lightweight yet strong skeleton and effective oxygen exchange. Their long necks reduced the need to move their large bodies extensively while feeding over broad areas, conserving energy. Sauropods also played a crucial ecological role in Jurassic environments. As mega-herbivores, their vast appetites would have influenced vegetation patterns, contributing to the shaping of forests and possibly stimulating plant growth through browsing. Their massive footsteps likely altered soil composition and water flow, creating microhabitats utilized by other organisms. Despite their size, sauropods were not inviolate. They had natural predators, particularly large theropods such as Allosaurus, which lived in the same period and regions. These carnivores may have hunted sauropods opportunistically or targeted juveniles and weakened individuals. However, the adult giant's enormous bulk was a formidable deterrent. Fossils of sauropods are found worldwide as the supercontinents gradually fragmented and their descendants spread. This global distribution underscores their evolutionary success and adaptability, as well as their ability to exploit a variety of ecological niches across different Jurassic environments. Preserved trackways, fossilized footprints, provide further insights. These trace fossils reveal herd behavior, migratory patterns, and movement speeds for some sauropod species. Evidence suggests that many sauropods traveled in groups, which may have offered protection against predators and facilitated social interactions, such as mating and parenting. Beyond their biological and ecological significance, giant sauropods continue to capture the human imagination, symbolizing the grandeur and mystery of prehistoric life. Their immense scale challenges our perception of biology and evolution, and ongoing research continues to uncover details about their life histories, from growth rates determined through bone histology to signs of disease and injury. In concluding this deeper look at the titans of the Jurassic, we see how giant sauropods exemplify a unique evolutionary success story. Their monumental size, specialized anatomy, and ecological impact underscore not only the diversity of dinosaur life, but also the dynamic interplay between organisms and environment during the Mesozoic. As we prepare to explore the predators that once prowled alongside these gentle giants, ferocious hunters like Allosaurus, Spinosaurus, and Tyrannosaurus rex, we carry with us an appreciation for how dinosaurs carved out distinct roles in prehistoric ecosystems, from peaceful mega-herbivores to apex carnivores. The continuing saga of dinosaurs presents a rich tapestry of life's adaptability and enduring wonder. As we shift from the colossal herbivores that dominated the Mesozoic landscapes to the fierce predators that hunted them, we enter the realm of theropods, dinosaurs that embodied power, agility, and lethal efficiency. Among these apex predators, 3 genera stand out as icons, emblematic of their eras and ecosystems: Allosaurus of the Jurassic, Spinosaurus of the mid-Cretaceous, and Tyrannosaurus rex of the late Cretaceous. Each represents not only the peak of predatory adaptation in their time, but also reveals unique evolutionary paths sculpted by environmental pressures and prey availability. Beginning with Allosaurus, often called the Lion of the Jurassic, this fearsome carnivore roamed the lush floodplains and forests of North America approximately 155 to 145 million years ago. Allosaurus was a large theropod, typically measuring between 8 and 12 meters, 26 to 39 feet, long and weighing around 2 to 4 tons. Its anatomy reveals a predator adapted for power and speed. It had robust legs enabling swift pursuit, a strong, agile neck, and large jaws filled with serrated, razor-sharp teeth designed to tear through flesh. Notably, Allosaurus possessed 3-fingered hands with sharp claws, likely instrumental in grasping and subduing prey. Its skull bore numerous adaptations to withstand the stress of delivering powerful bites, including a kinetic skull structure, allowing some degree of movement within the skull bones to help absorb shock. Fossil evidence suggests that Allosaurus often hunted large herbivorous dinosaurs, such as stegosaurs and sauropods, taking advantage of its combination of strength and agility to exploit prey vulnerable to attack. Moving forward in time to the mid-Cretaceous, we encounter Spinosaurus, a creature vastly different from other theropods in both form and lifestyle. Spinosaurus aegyptiacus, which lived about 112 to 93 million years ago, holds the distinction of being one of the largest known carnivorous dinosaurs, with estimates ranging from 12 to 18 meters, 40 to 59 feet, in length and weighing perhaps up to 20 tons. Characterized by distinctive elongated neural spines forming a sail-like structure on its back, Spinosaurus was unique among large theropods. Recent fossil discoveries suggest it was semi-aquatic, adapted for swimming and hunting in riverine and coastal environments, rather than solely terrestrial pursuits. Spinosaurus had conical, non-serrated teeth well-suited for catching fish, and its long, narrow snout resembles that of present-day crocodilians. Its short hind limbs and dense bones imply a life spent partially submerged, and its powerful forelimbs ending in large claws probably helped capture slippery aquatic prey. Spinosaurus represents a remarkable example of niche specialization, diverging from the typical large theropod blueprint to carve out an ecological role as a semi-aquatic predator in Cretaceous ecosystems. Finally, the most famous and perhaps the most terrifying theropod of all, Tyrannosaurus rex, reigned during the late Cretaceous period, about 68 to 66 million years ago. T-Rex remains the ultimate symbol of dinosaurian predatory power. Measuring up to 12.3 meters, 40 feet long, and weighing an estimated 8 to 14 tons, it was one of the heaviest terrestrial carnivores ever discovered. T-Rex had a massive skull equipped with bone-crushing teeth up to 30 centimeters, 12 inches long. Its bite force has been estimated as the strongest of any terrestrial animal, capable of fracturing bone and crushing prey with devastating efficiency. Unlike earlier theropods, Tyrannosaurus evolved disproportionately small forelimbs with 2 clawed digits, though these limbs were muscular and robust. Its powerful hind legs supported a heavy but agile body, suggesting that while not built for high-speed chases, T-Rex could make swift bursts of movement to ambush or intimidate prey. Its keen senses, including binocular vision and a highly developed olfactory system, made it an effective hunter and scavenger in its varied Cretaceous environment. While these 3 predators lived in different times and environments, their comparative study reveals fascinating evolutionary trends. Allosaurus represents the archetypal Jurassic carnivore, balanced between speed and force. Spinosaurus illustrates how unique ecological niches can drive radical anatomical changes, allowing a dinosaur to specialize in aquatic hunting. Tyrannosaurus rex epitomizes the crescendo of theropod evolution, combining incredible power, sensory adaptation, and predatory efficiency. Fossil evidence, including bite marks on prey bones, toothwear patterns, and even rare preserved stomach contents, provides insight into their behaviors, hunting strategies, and interactions. For example, Allosaurus may have employed group hunting tactics, while Spinosaurus's semi-aquatic lifestyle necessitated different hunting approaches. Tyrannosaurus rex likely dominated its prey with a combination of strength, endurance, and acute senses. Understanding these predators helps us appreciate the dynamic predator-prey relationships that shaped Mesozoic ecosystems. Carnivorous dinosaurs not only regulated herbivore populations, but influenced their evolution, driving adaptations such as armor, speed, and social behaviors. As we move onward in this journey, we will examine fascinating herbivore groups like the duck-billed hadrosaurs and their crested relatives, exploring how their forms, behaviors, and adaptations coexisted with these formidable predators. But for now, reflecting on the lethal prowess of Allosaurus, Spinosaurus, and Tyrannosaurus, Rex invites us to reimagine the prehistoric landscapes where survival depended on sharp senses, powerful muscles, and relentless drive. As we transition from the realm of colossal sauropods and fierce predators, we now explore another fascinating group of dinosaurs that captivated Mesozoic ecosystems with their diversity, social behaviors, and distinctive features. The duck-billed and crested dinosaurs, scientifically known as hadrosaurs, and their subgroup, the Brachiosaurines. These herbivorous dinosaurs flourished primarily during the late Cretaceous, displaying extraordinary evolutionary innovations in anatomy, communication, and ecological adaptation. Hadrosaurs, often called duck-billed dinosaurs due to the flattened, broad shape of their snouts, are among the most diverse and abundant herbivorous dinosaurs discovered to date. Their unique jaws terminated in wide beaks, perfectly adapted for cropping vegetation, while complex rows of tightly packed teeth formed sophisticated grinding surfaces known as dental batteries. These dental batteries, consisting of hundreds of constantly replacing teeth, allowed hadrosaurs to effectively chew tough, fibrous plant material, a specialization that set them apart from many contemporaries who only tore or shredded vegetation without extensive oral processing. The size range of hadrosaurs varied widely, from species just a few meters long to massive giants reaching lengths over 15 meters, about 50 feet, and weighing several tons. Their bodies were generally built for both bipedal and quadrupedal locomotion, meaning they could walk on 2 legs for quick movement or stand and forage on all fours with their powerful forelimbs. This versatility in movement gave them access to a variety of plant materials across different strata of vegetation. Within the broader hadrosaur group, the Brachiosaurines are particularly intriguing. These dinosaurs possess elaborate hollow cranial crests that rise from the tops of their heads, forming unique shapes that varied dramatically between species, from simple tubes to complex fan-like or helmet-shaped structures. These crests were connected to the nasal passages and are believed to have served multiple functions. One widely accepted function of the Lambeosaurine crests is acoustic resonance. The crests likely facilitated sound production and amplification, allowing these dinosaurs to emit low-frequency calls that could travel long distances through dense forests and across open plains. This capability would have been vital for communicating within herds, signaling warnings, attracting mates, or establishing social hierarchies. This acoustic adaptation illustrates a remarkable level of behavioral sophistication rarely associated with dinosaurs until recent years. Beyond sound, visual display played a crucial role in the function of these crests. They likely varied widely in shape and size between males and females, and possibly between different species, suggesting roles in sexual selection and species recognition. Brightly colored crests might have been used to attract mates or intimidate rivals, contributing to complex social interactions. Hadrosaurs also exhibited evidence of herd behavior, as inferred from fossil sites where large numbers of individuals, ranging from juveniles to adults, were found together. This social structure would afford protection from predators, facilitate migration, and perhaps even enable cooperative care of young. Additionally, hadrosaur tracks and nesting sites suggest they migrated seasonally in response to environmental changes, showcasing an adaptive lifestyle dynamic and responsive to habitat conditions. Their diet would have primarily consisted of conifers, flowering plants, ferns, and other prevalent vegetation during the late Cretaceous, with their strong beaks and dental batteries allowing efficient processing. The ability to chew food effectively is a significant evolutionary trait, contributing to efficient digestion and energy extraction, vital for sustaining large body sizes and active lifestyles. Despite being plant eaters, hadrosaurs had their share of defense mechanisms against the era's formidable predators. Their sharp beaks could bite if necessary, and their herd behavior offered safety in numbers. Some species also displayed rough or scaly hides, possibly camouflaged to blend into their environments, although direct evidence of skin texture varies across discoveries. The fossil record of hadrosaurs and lambeosaurines is rich and widespread, with well-preserved skeletons found across North America, Asia, and Europe. These findings provide exceptional insights into their anatomy, growth, and even paleopathologies, suggesting illnesses and injuries. The completeness of these fossils has made hadrosaurs among the most studied dinosaurs, illuminating aspects of biology and ecology that enhance our understanding of dinosaurian life. In conclusion, the duck-billed and crested dinosaurs represent a pinnacle of herbivorous adaptation in the late Mesozoic. Their sophisticated dental systems, crests for sound and display, social behaviors, and ecological versatility paint a vivid picture of complex, dynamic creatures thriving in diverse habitats. As we proceed to learn about armored dinosaurs and other spectacular forms, the hadrosaurs remind us of the rich biological creativity dinosaurs evolved to navigate their ancient worlds. This progression in our story deepens the narrative of the Mesozoic's diverse inhabitants, showcasing both the gentle giants and the intricately adapted herbivores that balanced the terrifying presence of giant carnivores. Each successive group enriches this tapestry, drawing us ever closer to a full understanding of prehistoric life. Continuing our journey through the diverse world of dinosaurs, we arrive at one of the most fascinating and visually striking groups, the armored dinosaurs. This group includes the stegosaurs, ankylosaurs, and nodosaurids, each showcasing remarkable evolutionary solutions to the challenges of predator defense and ecological adaptation during the Mesozoic era. Their defining feature, of course, is their body armor, an intricate combination of bony plates, spikes, and sometimes formidable tail clubs. But beneath this protective exoskeleton lies a wealth of biology and behavior that shaped their survival for millions of years. Starting with the stegosaurs, these dinosaurs are best known for the iconic rows of large upright plates running along their backs and the paired spikes at the end of their tails, called the thagomizer. Stegosaurus, the most famous member of this group, lived primarily during the late Jurassic period, around 155 to 150 million years ago, and inhabited what is now North America and parts of Europe. This dinosaur usually measured up to 9 meters, about 30 feet in length, and weighed roughly 2 to 3 tons. The function of the plates on a stegosaur's back has long been debated among paleontologists. Initially interpreted as mere armor, further studies suggest that these plates might have served multiple purposes. One major function was defense, providing some protection against predators. However, many scientists now believe the plates also played roles in thermoregulation, helping the dinosaur maintain a stable body temperature by absorbing or dissipating heat through their highly vascularized structure. Additionally, the plates could have been a means of display, useful for species recognition, sexual selection, or intimidation. The thagomizer, 4 long, sharp spikes on the tail, was certainly a formidable weapon. Fossil evidence indicates that stegosaurs could wield these with considerable force, effectively defending themselves from large predators like Allosaurus. The tail, flexible yet muscled, allowed these spikes to swing with devastating effect, a clear evolutionary answer to the threat of predation. Moving forward in time to the early and late Cretaceous periods, ankylosaurs took the concept of body armor to an extreme. Known as the living tanks of the dinosaur world, ankylosaurs evolved extensive osteoderms, bony deposits forming thick, heavy plates and nodules embedded in their skin, covering almost the entire body. Some ankylosaurs sported massive, broad skulls completely armored with fused bone plates, enhancing skull strength and protection. A standout feature in many ankylosaur species was a large, bony club at the end of the tail, composed of fused vertebrae and thickened osteoderms. This club could deliver powerful blows to predators, breaking bones and providing an effective deterrent against attacks. Their robust, low-slung bodies, short limbs, and wide, flat feet were well adapted to support this heavy armor while moving across forested or semi-open landscapes. Unlike stegosaurs, which flourished primarily in the Jurassic, ankylosaurs were dominant in the Cretaceous, coexisting with flowering plants and a variety of other dinosaurs. Their defensive armor gave them an advantage in habitats where large, diverse predatory theropods prowled. Some ankylosaurs also possessed specialized jaw muscles and dental structures, allowing them to process tough plant matter efficiently. Nodosaurids, close relatives of ankylosaurs, shared many features of heavy armor without the distinctive tail club. Their bodies were covered in bony plates and spines, which likely served both protective and display functions. These dinosaurs typically had elongated snouts and narrow heads compared to ankylosaurs, and some sported large shoulder spikes projecting laterally, creating a formidable silhouette to deter predators. Together, these armored dinosaurs embody a fascinating evolutionary theme in the Mesozoic: the arms race between prey and predator. As predatory dinosaurs developed sharper teeth, stronger jaws, and sophisticated hunting strategies, herbivorous dinosaurs responded with increasing defenses. Armor evolved not only as passive protection, but as an active means to survive attacks, sometimes weaponized, as seen in ankylosaur tail clubs and stegosaur thagomizers. Beyond defense, the armor of these dinosaurs might have played roles in social behavior and thermoregulation. Variations in armor shape, size, and arrangement among species and individuals could have been visual signals during mating or territorial disputes. Their complex surface textures and color patterns, though mostly lost to time, may have added another layer of communication within their populations. Fossil evidence has been key to understanding these dinosaurs, with spectacularly preserved remains allowing scientists to reconstruct musculature, movement, and even integumentary structures like keratinous sheaths covering plates and spikes. In some remarkable cases, skin impressions reveal patterns and textures that hint at the appearance these armored giants presented millions of years ago. In essence, stegosaurs, ankylosaurs, and nodosaurids represent intriguing chapters in dinosaur evolution, where adaptation to threat pressures fostered some of the most extraordinary morphological innovations observed in terrestrial vertebrates. Their blend of defense, display, and ecological specialization reflects the complex dynamics of prehistoric ecosystems. As we prepare to delve next into the ceratopsians, the horned dinosaurs, including the legendary Triceratops, we carry forward the appreciation of how dinosaur anatomy was shaped not only by survival challenges, but by the rich social and environmental contexts in which they lived. The armored dinosaurs stand as a testament to evolution's creative response to life's enduring contests. Transitioning from the armored dinosaurs that relied on bony plates and spikes for defense, we come to another group whose distinctive features have profoundly shaped the popular imagination of dinosaurs: the ceratopsians, the horned dinosaurs. Best known for the iconic Triceratops and its relatives, ceratopsians flourished predominantly during the late Cretaceous, exhibiting striking cranial ornamentation, including horns, bony frills, and beaked mouths that set them apart as some of the most charismatic herbivorous dinosaurs. Ceratopsians belonged to the Ornithischia, or bird-hipped dinosaurs, and their evolutionary history extends back into the mid to late Jurassic, with small bipedal ancestors. Over time, they evolved into robust quadrupedal herbivores with specialized adaptations for processing tough plant material, elaborate skull modifications, and complex social behaviors. The hallmark of ceratopsians is their elaborate skull architecture. Most species bore a combination of nasal horns, brow horns above the eyes, and an expansive posterior bony frill extending from the back of the skull. The function of these structures has been a subject of long-standing scientific investigation, with several hypotheses addressing defense, species recognition, thermoregulation, and social display. Triceratops, among the last and most famous of ceratopsians, appeared approximately 68 to 66 million years ago in what is now North America. It was an impressive creature, measuring up to 9 meters, 30 feet, long, and weighing roughly 6 to 12 tons. Its skull was massive, up to 2.5 meters, 8 feet, wide, and featured 3 prominent horns, a short nose horn and 2 long curved brow horns. These formidable weapons, combined with a sturdy, heavily muscled body, made Triceratops an intimidating opponent for predators such as Tyrannosaurus rex. The large bony frill at the back of the skull was not solid bone, but often contained large openings known as fenestrae, which reduced weight without sacrificing strength. This frill likely served multiple functions. In defense, it could protect the neck from bites and slashes. More intriguingly, it was possibly used for visual display to attract mates, deter rivals, or signal social status within herds. Variations in frill shape and horn size among species and individuals support the idea of their role in intraspecific communication. Earlier ceratopsians were generally smaller and less ornamented. Protoceratops, from the late Cretaceous of Asia, was about 2 meters long and lacked large horns, but possessed a well-developed frill. Fossils excavated from the Gobi Desert have also captured remarkable instances of behavior, including evidence of parental care and juvenile aggregation, attesting to complex social structures. Beyond Triceratops and Protoceratops, ceratopsians were a diverse group. Some species, such as Styracosaurus, bore extravagant spikes projecting from their frills. Others, like Centrosaurus, exhibited substantial nasal horns and ornamented frills. This variety hints at evolutionary pressures that favored complex cranial ornamentation, potentially for species recognition amidst densely populated habitats, or as a byproduct of sexual selection. Ceratopsians were strictly herbivorous, with a powerful beak well adapted for shearing tough vegetation. Their dental batteries contained numerous stacked teeth that continually replaced themselves, enabling them to efficiently process fibrous plants such as cycads, conifers, and flowering plants increasingly featuring in the late Cretaceous flora. Moreover, fossil evidence, including bone beds containing groups of ceratopsians, suggests they may have lived in herds or social groups, enhancing protection against predators and facilitating reproductive success. Such social behavior would have required visual and acoustic communication, making their elaborate cranial features even more significant. In essence, ceratopsians exemplify the intricate interplay between anatomy, behavior, and environment that defined dinosaur evolution. Their dramatic horns and frills stand as testaments to the evolutionary arms race, not just between predator and prey, but also within species, as individuals honed features that balanced defense, display, and social interaction. As the ceratopsian story unfolds, it enriches our understanding of how dinosaurs adapted to meet ecological challenges with ingenuity and flair. Their legacy endures not only in the fossil record, but vividly in popular culture, embodying dinosaurs' majesty and complexity. Our next exploration will take us into the mysterious lineage of theropods that led to the origin of birds, bridging the ancient and modern worlds in a fascinating evolutionary saga. Venturing into one of the most captivating chapters in dinosaur evolution, we explore the theropods and the extraordinary path they forged towards the origin of birds, a journey bridging the ancient world with the modern skies. Theropods, the predominantly carnivorous group of bipedal dinosaurs, encompass some of the most iconic prehistoric predators, including Velociraptor and Tyrannosaurus rex, but also hold a remarkable secret. Within their lineage emerged the first birds, forever altering the trajectory of vertebrate evolution. Theropods emerged early in the Mesozoic, around the late Triassic, evolving from small, agile ancestors to a diverse array of species distinguished by sharp, serrated teeth, clawed hands, and often keen senses. While most theropods were predators, they varied significantly in size, form, and behavior, adapting to a spectrum of ecological niches. Velociraptor, a small but formidable hunter measuring roughly 2 meters long, famed for its sickle-shaped claw used in capturing prey, epitomizes theropod agility and intelligence during the late Cretaceous. The quest to understand the origin of birds focuses primarily on a fascinating group of theropods called Maniraptorans. These dinosaurs possessed elaborate feathers, initially likely serving insulation and display functions, that later adapted for flight. Many fossils preserving feathers have been uncovered in the Liaoning province of China, revealing dinosaur skins ornamented with veined feathers, wing-like forelimbs, and even complex feathers similar to those of modern birds. Among the most celebrated transitional fossils is Archaeopteryx, discovered in the Solnhofen limestone of Germany and dating back about 150 million years to the late Jurassic. Archaeopteryx combines avian and dinosaurian traits. It had feathers and wings suitable for gliding or powered flight, but also retained teeth, a long bony tail, and clawed fingers. This remarkable creature is often hailed as the first bird and a key evolutionary link, elucidating how flight and avian characteristics originated within theropods. The evolutionary innovations leading to birds encompass not only feathers but several anatomical modifications. These include a keeled sternum for flight muscle attachment, a semi-lunate carpal wrist bone enabling wing folding, hollow bones reducing weight, and highly efficient lung systems. These features illustrate a gradual mosaic pattern of evolution, where bird-like traits appeared incrementally in non-avian theropods before culminating in true birds. The transformative story of theropods to birds is intertwined with changes in behavior and ecology. It is likely these dinosaurs evolved feathers initially for insulation or mate display, and later co-opted them for gliding and active flight. The selective pressures favoring flight might have involved escaping predators, seizing new prey sources, or navigating complex environments such as forest canopies. Furthermore, vocal communication and sophisticated sensory abilities, traits observable in some theropods, may have contributed to social behaviors that set the stage for avian complexity. Nesting behaviors, brooding, and parental care, once thought exclusive to birds, are now found among close dinosaur relatives, indicating a deep evolutionary heritage of such advanced traits. The legacy of theropods lives on spectacularly in the birds that continue to flock our skies today. A living connection to dinosaurs that survived the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. The myriad species of birds, displaying a breathtaking array of forms and behaviors, underscore the success of this lineage's evolutionary experiment in flight and adaptation. Studying theropods and the origin of birds not only illuminates the roots of modern avifauna, but also enriches our understanding of dinosaur biology. It challenges outdated notions of dinosaurs as sluggish reptiles, revealing their dynamic lives, complex behaviors, and remarkable evolutionary creativity. As we prepare to delve into how some dinosaurs adapted to extreme environments like the poles, we carry the perspective that the dinosaur story is one of continual innovation and resilience, culminating in the enduring presence of birds among us today. The transition from Velociraptor to Archaeopteryx epitomizes this extraordinary saga, a testament to nature's ceaseless capacity for transformation and survival. As we venture further into the complexity of dinosaur life during the Mesozoic Era, a compelling narrative emerges from some of the most challenging habitats on Earth: the polar regions. Today, these areas are dominated by ice, extreme cold, and prolonged periods of darkness. But during the age of dinosaurs, the poles presented complex and fluctuating environments where dinosaurs not only survived but thrived. Examining how these ancient creatures adapted to such extreme conditions sharpens our understanding of dinosaur physiology, behavior, and the resilience of life under demanding climates. Around 200 million years ago, during much of the Mesozoic, Earth's climate was markedly warmer and more equable than today. There were no permanent polar ice caps, and greenhouse conditions allowed temperate to subtropical ecosystems to extend much farther north and south than in the present era. Nevertheless, the poles still experienced significant seasonal changes, including periods of 24-hour darkness during winters and continuous daylight during summers, creating unique challenges for herbivores and carnivores alike. Fossil discoveries over recent decades in regions like Alaska and Antarctica have unearthed skeletons, footprints, and nesting sites of dinosaurs that lived within these high-latitude locales. Evidence shows that diverse groups, including hadrosaurs, theropods, and even sauropods, inhabited these areas, defying assumptions that dinosaurs were exclusively creatures of warmer climates. For instance, the dinosaur genus Nanoxaurus, a relative of Tyrannosaurus rex, was discovered in Alaska's Prince Creek Formation, dating to the late Cretaceous, about 70 million years ago. This smaller-sized tyrannosaur was adapted to life in cooler climates with prolonged winter darkness. Its discovery underscored that predatory dinosaurs adjusted their physiology and behavior to cope with polar challenges. Similarly, hadrosaurs and ceratopsians have been documented in polar deposits, indicating herbivorous species were present year-round, managing seasonal availability of vegetation. But how did dinosaurs survive the dark, cold winters with limited food availability? Scientists propose several adaptive strategies. One is migration, where some species likely moved to lower latitudes during the harshest seasons, much like modern birds and mammals. However, other dinosaurs appear to have been year-round residents, employing physiological and behavioral adaptations to endure the extremes. Evidence from bone histology, microscopic study of bone tissues, indicates that some polar dinosaurs grew more slowly during winter months, entering a state akin to hibernation or torpor to conserve energy. These animals may have had insulation such as protofeathers or dense coverings to retain body heat, though direct evidence remains sparse. Behavioral adaptations might have included burrowing or seeking shelter, possibly forming social groups to maintain warmth. Furthermore, the polar ecosystems themselves were lush and dynamic during much of the Mesozoic, supporting a surprisingly rich flora, including conifers, ferns, and early flowering plants. This plant diversity, coupled with extended daylight during summer, would provide a plentiful food resource during part of the year, enabling herbivores to accumulate fat reserves. From an ecological perspective, the presence of dinosaurs in polar regions highlights the plasticity of dinosaur biology and expands the geographic scope of the Mesozoic biosphere. It challenges outdated notions that dinosaurs were cold-blooded reptiles restricted to tropical environments. Instead, growing evidence supports that many dinosaurs possessed more complex metabolic adaptations, possibly enabled by feathers and other insulating integuments, that allowed them to maintain stable internal temperatures. The continuing study of polar dinosaurs also offers valuable insights into how life adapts to climate extremes, an issue of great relevance today as we face changing global climates. It prompts reconsideration of how ancient ecosystems functioned under fluctuating light cycles and temperatures. In conclusion, dinosaurs of the poles were resilient and versatile survivors of their time. Their ability to inhabit extreme environments, negotiate the rigors of extended winters, and maintain complex ecological interactions reveals a depth of evolutionary innovation and tenacity. As we explore further chapters into dinosaur reproductive behavior, communication, and sensory adaptations, this narrative of survival amidst extremes serves as a testament to the remarkable adaptability of these ancient creatures and deepens our appreciation of their enduring legacy across Earth's prehistoric landscapes. The fascinating world of dinosaur biology goes far beyond their bones and fossils. It extends into their behaviors, social structures, and parental care, shedding light on the life histories of these ancient creatures. One of the most compelling areas of study is dinosaur parenting. How they reproduced, nurtured their young, and interacted socially. These behaviors offer profound insights into dinosaur intelligence, community life, and evolutionary connections to modern birds and reptiles. Dinosaur reproduction revolved around egg-laying, oviparity, with many species building nests and tending to eggs to ensure the next generation's survival. Fossilized eggshells, nest structures, and embryonic remains provide glimpses into these reproductive strategies. Early discoveries of dinosaur eggs in regions like Mongolia's Gobi Desert and in North America revealed that dinosaurs produced hardened eggs similar in structure to those of modern birds and reptiles. Nesting behaviors varied among dinosaur groups, but generally involved creating ground nests, circular depressions lined with vegetation or sediment where eggs were laid in carefully arranged clutches. Some species demonstrated remarkable sophistication in nest building, with evidence showing communal nesting grounds where many individuals nested together in colonies. These dinosaur nesting beaches suggest complex social behaviors and cooperative breeding environments, akin to those seen in some bird colonies today. Parental care extended beyond egg-laying in multiple dinosaur lineages. Spectacular fossil sites have revealed fossilized adults positioned protectively over nests, indicating brooding and possibly incubation behaviors. For example, fossils of the oviraptorosaur Cetipati depict individuals in a bird-like brooding posture, shielding eggs in their nests. This brooding behavior suggests that some dinosaurs regulated egg temperature and guarded their nests against predators and environmental factors. Young dinosaur fossils, juveniles of many species, further highlight the extent of parental investment. Some dinosaur children exhibited rapid growth rates, reaching subadult sizes quickly, a growth pattern similar to that of modern birds and mammals. This rapid development would reduce vulnerability to predators and environmental threats. In some cases, fossilized juvenile groups imply that young dinosaurs may have formed creches or social groups for protection and learning, reflecting early social structures. Additionally, evidence from hadrosaurs and ceratopsians shows that certain species may have cared for their young within family groups or herds, traveling together across landscapes for foraging or migration. Such behavior points to the presence of complex social organization, communication, and cooperation among dinosaurs. Communal nesting and parental care were likely key survival strategies during the Mesozoic, especially considering the threats posed by predators, climate fluctuations, and competition for resources. By investing time and energy in raising their offspring, dinosaurs enhanced juvenile survival, aiding species persistence and evolutionary success. The social behavior of dinosaurs extended beyond parenting. Trackways and fossil sites occasionally reveal evidence of group movement, coordinated herding, and possibly even pack hunting among carnivorous species. The prominent display structures like crests, frills, and coloration patterns likely played roles in social signaling, territorial disputes, and mate selection, indicating behavior-rich lives. Moreover, studies of dinosaur brain cases and sensory faculties hint at cognitive abilities sufficient for social interactions, communication, and problem-solving. The connection to modern birds, avian dinosaurs, is especially illuminating, highlighting evolutionary continuity from egg-laying and nesting to nurturing behaviors. In summary, dinosaur parenting encompassed a spectrum of behaviors that ranged from meticulous nest building to extended care for offspring, embodying complex social traits. These behaviors underscore the dynamic and sophisticated nature of dinosaur life, transcending their often simplistic depiction as cold-blooded reptiles. As we delve further, examining communication, sensory perception, and social dynamics, the portrait of dinosaurs becomes more vivid and relatable. Creatures not merely etched in stone, but living, interacting organisms navigating challenging worlds with strategies that echo through time into present-day animal behavior. As we continue to unravel the intricate lives of dinosaurs, it becomes evident that their survival depended not only on physical adaptations, but also on sophisticated sensory and communication abilities. Understanding how dinosaurs saw, heard, and smelled opens a window into their daily experiences, how they foraged, evaded predators, found mates, and navigated their vibrant ecosystems. These sensory faculties and communication methods were crucial in shaping behaviors that we are only beginning to comprehend today. Firstly, vision played a pivotal role in many dinosaur species, especially active predators, and social herbivores. Studies of fossilized skulls, particularly the size and shape of their orbits and optic nerves, reveal that many dinosaurs had keen eyesight, comparable in some respects to modern birds and reptiles. For example, theropods like Velociraptor and Tyrannosaurus rex had forward-facing eyes, granting them binocular vision, which offered depth perception essential for hunting and striking prey with precision. In contrast, many herbivorous dinosaurs, such as hadrosaurs and ceratopsians, had eyes positioned on the sides of their heads, providing a wide field of view to detect predators approaching from various angles. This panoramic vision was a survival advantage, allowing early detection of danger. The estimated size of their eyes and the associated brain regions suggests good resolution and possibly color vision, enabling these dinosaurs to discern visual signals important for communication, camouflage, or environmental awareness. Hearing in dinosaurs was another vital sense tied intricately to communication, social behavior, and predator-prey interactions. The inner ear structure, preserved in some fossil skulls, shows adaptations for detecting a wide range of sound frequencies. Some dinosaurs, such as the crested lambeosaurians, are thought to have produced and detected low-frequency sounds, facilitated by their hollow cranial crests, which acted as resonating chambers to communicate over long distances. This ability would have been advantageous for sending warnings, coordinating movement within herds, or attracting mates. Moreover, the sophistication of dinosaur hearing suggests acute sensitivity to environmental noises, allowing them to detect footsteps or the calls of other animals even through dense vegetation. This sensory capability enhanced vigilance and social cohesion. Smell, governed by the olfactory bulbs and nasal passages, was an especially well-developed sense in many dinosaurs, notably in large theropods such as Tyrannosaurus rex, which had olfactory bulbs comparable in size relative to brain capacity to those of modern predatory birds and mammals. This keen sense of smell would have been invaluable for tracking prey, identifying conspecifics, locating carcasses, or navigating territory. The nasal cavities in some dinosaurs also hint at complex airflow mechanisms potentially involved in regulating body temperature or enhancing olfactory acuity. Such physiological adaptations highlight the multifunctional nature of dinosaur sensory systems. Beyond the senses themselves, dinosaurs developed various communication strategies combining visual, auditory, and olfactory signals. Visual displays often involved colorful skin patches, crests, frills, or feather arrangements that could change color or posture to convey messages during mating rituals, territorial disputes, or social interactions. For instance, the elaborate crests of lambeosaurian hadrosaurs likely acted both as visual signals and sound amplifiers. Auditory communication encompassed vocalizations ranging from low-frequency bellows to clicks and whistles, potentially comparable to the calls of modern birds or reptiles. These sounds could relay alarm, coordinate group movement, or reinforce social bonds. Olfactory communication through scent marking or pheromones remains more speculative due to the limited fossil evidence. However, it is plausible that some dinosaurs used chemical signals akin to many present-day reptiles and mammals. Fossil evidence supporting these communication and sensory capabilities includes remarkably preserved impressions of feathers, skin, and soft tissues, cranial endocasts revealing brain structures, and the study of trackways offering insights into behavior and group dynamics. In sum, the senses and communication methods of dinosaurs were highly developed and multifaceted, enabling these ancient reptiles to interact with their world and each other in complex ways. As research continues, it paints a dynamic picture of dinosaurs as perceptive, social, and adaptive beings navigating the challenges of the Mesozoic with remarkable sensory acuity. Moving forward, our enhanced understanding of dinosaur sensory perception enriches interpretations of the fossil record, paleontological reconstructions, and models of dinosaur ecology, setting the stage for exploring the invaluable clues their bones and imprints reveal about life millions of years ago. The fossil record serves as the tangible link between the present and the deep past, revealing the magnificent saga of dinosaurs that once dominated Earth's landscapes. Through a combination of preserved bones, imprints, and other traces, fossils provide extraordinary insights into the anatomy, behavior, and environments of these ancient creatures. This record, while incomplete, forms the foundation of our understanding of prehistoric life and allows us to reconstruct scenes from epochs long vanished. Fossilization is an exceptional and delicate process. Most organisms decay completely after death, but under particular circumstances, such as rapid burial in sediment, mineralization, or oxygen-poor conditions, bones and other hard parts can be preserved through time. Over tens of millions of years, these remains fossilize, turning into stone while retaining contours and sometimes detailed microstructures. Dinosaur bones themselves are among the most dramatic testaments to evolutionary history. Paleontologists have unearthed skeletal remains ranging from tiny bird-like dinosaurs to gigantic sauropods weighing tens of tons. These bones reveal fundamental information about body size, posture, locomotion, and muscle attachment points. For instance, the study of joint surfaces and limb proportions uncovers how dinosaurs moved, whether they stood upright, ambled, ran swiftly, or reared on hind legs. Beyond bones, fossilized imprints, such as footprints, skin impressions, and feather molds, provide invaluable clues to dinosaur biology. Trackways, footprints fossilized in sediment, reveal step length, gait, and herd behavior. Some tracks show evidence of running, resting, or even social interaction, suggesting not just anatomy, but behavior. Skin impressions, preserved with scale or feather patterns, allow reconstructions of dinosaur integument, shedding light on their appearance and possible thermoregulation strategies. Feathery impressions found primarily in Lagerstätten deposits, a term for exceptionally preserved fossil sites, have revolutionized our understanding. The fine details in these fossils have confirmed the evolutionary links between dinosaurs and birds and illuminated the diversity of feather types, from simple filaments to complex flight feathers. The fossil record also captures details of dinosaur reproduction and development. Fossilized eggs, nests, and even embryonic remains have been found, illustrating nesting habits, clutch sizes, and growth patterns. These discoveries deepen our knowledge about dinosaur life cycles and parental care, as well as their growth rates, information previously unattainable from bones alone. Moreover, the fossil record chronicles the impact of mass extinction events. Layers of volcanic ash, iridium-rich deposits, and shocked minerals within strata contextualize extinction boundaries, like the famous Cretaceous Paleogene event that ended the reign of non-avian dinosaurs. This geologic evidence intertwines with fossils to answer how and when many species disappeared and others survived. Despite its wealth, the fossil record remains fragmentary, shaped by geological processes, biases, and the rarity of fossilization itself. Some regions and time periods are better represented than others, challenging paleontologists to piece together incomplete data carefully. Nonetheless, continuous discoveries, advances in imaging technology, and interdisciplinary research consistently fill gaps, refining the dinosaur narrative. In conclusion, the fossil record, with its bones, imprints, tracks, eggs, and geologic markers, is the cornerstone of paleontology. It reveals not merely shapes and sizes, but behaviors, ecosystems, evolutionary transitions, and extinction tales. As we study this ancient archive, we learn not only about dinosaurs themselves, but about Earth's dynamic history and life's resilience. Looking ahead, emerging paleontological techniques and new fossil finds promise to sharpen our picture even further, deepening our connection with an extraordinary era when dinosaurs walked, soared, and thrived across the prehistoric world. Unraveling the mysteries of dinosaurs and their ancient world depends heavily on the meticulous work of paleontologists, whose skillful integration of fieldwork and laboratory science transforms fragments of the past into rich narratives of life long gone. This section explores the broad spectrum of paleontological techniques, spanning the rugged landscapes where fossils are discovered to the sophisticated laboratories where fossils are analyzed and interpreted, highlighting the methods that have revolutionized our understanding of dinosaurs. The journey into paleontology often begins in the field, where geologists and paleontologists venture into dinosaur-rich sedimentary rock formations. Successful fossil discovery relies on detailed geological mapping to identify promising strata, considering the age, composition, and depositional environment of the rocks. Field teams conduct systematic surveys, looking for bone fragments, footprints, or other signs exposed by natural erosion or excavation. Once a fossil is located, careful excavation begins. Paleontologists employ a variety of tools, from high-powered drills and chisels to delicate brushes and dental picks, to gently remove the surrounding matrix without damaging fragile specimens. This painstaking process can take days, months, or even years, depending on the fossil's size and condition. During excavation, fossils are often stabilized using consolidants, special adhesives that penetrate and strengthen brittle material. Larger fossils are frequently encased in protective jackets made of plaster and burlap to safeguard them during transport from the field to the museum or laboratory. Back in the lab, preparators work to clean fossils meticulously. Using micro-air abrasives, tiny needles under microscopes, and chemical treatments, they remove remaining rock while preserving delicate details such as teeth, claws, and impressions. This process is essential for revealing anatomical features crucial for study. Imaging techniques have transformed paleontology profoundly. High-resolution computed tomography, CT, scans allow scientists to peer inside fossilized bones without damaging them, uncovering internal structures like brain cases, sinus cavities, or vascular channels. These scans can reconstruct 3D models, aiding in studies of anatomy, growth patterns, and pathology. Other advanced methods include synchrotron radiation imaging, which enhances resolution and contrast for microscopic details, and laser scanning and photogrammetry to create precise digital models for analysis and public display. Chemical and isotopic analyses provide insights into fossilization processes, diet, habitat, and even soft tissue remnants. Techniques like mass spectrometry detect trace elements and organic compounds, sometimes revealing pigmentation or metabolic pathways. Stable isotope analysis can indicate water sources and climatic conditions experienced by dinosaurs. In tandem with traditional comparative anatomy, paleontologists use phylogenetic analysis, a powerful tool that applies computer algorithms to anatomical data sets to elucidate evolutionary relationships among species. This method helps reconstruct the dinosaur family tree and trace trait evolution. Experimental and biomechanical modeling, including finite element analysis, simulates stresses on bones and joints to understand locomotion, feeding mechanics, and injury. Robotics, virtual reality, and 3D printing bring these models into the physical and virtual worlds, permitting detailed functional studies and engaging educational outreach. Excitingly, molecular paleontology is an emerging frontier. Though DNA rarely survives beyond tens of thousands of years, soft tissue fragments and protein remnants have been detected in some dinosaur fossils, stirring debates and offering tantalizing glimpses into dinosaur biochemistry. Interdisciplinary collaboration enriches the field. Geologists, biologists, chemists, and engineers work together to recreate paleo-environmental conditions, integrate climate models, and decode complex fossil data. Citizen science and technological innovation continue to expand the reach and pace of discovery. In summary, paleontological techniques constitute a vibrant, evolving toolkit, bridging the raw treasures of the fossil record with the scientific rigor required to interpret life from eons ago. From rugged field expeditions to cutting-edge lab technologies, these methods collectively illuminate the lives of dinosaurs, bringing ancient worlds vividly back to life for both researchers and the wider public. As we move onward, the next exploration of trace fossils, including footprints, coprolites, and skin impressions, will deepen our grasp of dinosaur behavior and biology, revealing stories etched in stone beyond bones alone. Trace fossils, also known as ichnofossils, offer an extraordinary glimpse into the lives of dinosaurs beyond their bones, preserving evidence of their behaviors, movements, and interactions with their environment. Unlike body fossils, which are the physical remains of the organisms themselves, trace fossils capture the marks, impressions, and residues left behind by dinosaurs as they once roamed prehistoric landscapes. Among the most captivating trace fossils are footprints, coprolites, and skin impressions, each revealing unique facets of dinosaur biology and ecology. Footprints, perhaps the most famous form of trace fossil, provide invaluable windows into dinosaur locomotion, gait, group behavior, and even aspects of their social structure. Preserved in sedimentary rocks that once formed muddy floodplains, lake edges, or coastal environments. These fossilized tracks document the exact moments when a dinosaur's foot pressed into soft substrate, later hardening and being buried to escape erosion. Trackways, series of footprints left by a single animal or groups moving together, enable paleontologists to estimate stride length, walking or running speed, and body size. Larger track sites, sometimes spanning hundreds of meters, indicate the presence of herds or mixed species groups, suggesting complex social behaviors among some dinosaurs. One of the most extraordinary track discoveries includes evidence of juveniles and adults traveling together, hinting at family groups or parental care. Footprints also reveal differences between species. Theropod tracks, often three-toed and narrow, contrast with broader, rounder tracks of sauropods or wide-set hadrosaurs, allowing researchers to map ancient dinosaur communities and their interactions. Some tracks even show claw impressions, pad marks, and sudden directional changes, details that illuminate predator-prey chases or evasive maneuvers. Moving from footprints to coprolites, these fossilized droppings serve as direct evidence of dinosaur diets and digestive processes. Coprolites preserve undigested remains such as bone fragments, plant fibers, and occasionally parasites, granting remarkable insights into feeding habits, ecological roles, and even health. For example, coprolites containing crushed bone fragments point to carnivorous behavior, while those packed with fibrous plant material confirm herbivory. Advanced analytical techniques, including scanning electron microscopy and chemical assays, allow scientists to identify microscopic structures and compounds within coprolites, reconstructing the food webs of Mesozoic ecosystems. In some cases, coprolites have affirmed suspicions about dietary preferences derived from teeth morphology and gut anatomy, providing a behavioral context for skeletal data. Skin impressions open another extraordinary window into dinosaur appearance and biology. Exceptionally preserved in rare fossil deposits, these impressions capture the textures and patterns of dinosaur integument, whether scales, pebbly skin, or protofeather filaments. Such fossils have refined our understanding of dinosaur skin, demonstrating a diversity far beyond the traditional scaly reptilian image. Hadrosaurs, for example, frequently left impressions revealing a complex mosaic of polygonal scales and sometimes even tiny hair-like filaments, hinting at insulation or display structures. Similarly, theropods with fossil evidence of feathers have altered our view of dinosaur thermoregulation and behavior, linking them more closely to modern birds. Skin impressions also inform interpretations of coloration, camouflage, and species recognition. Though pigments rarely fossilize directly, structures called melanosomes in some fossil feathers and skin impressions have been analyzed to suggest color patterns, such as iridescence, stripes, or mottled patterns. These details deepen our appreciation for how dinosaurs may have communicated, concealed themselves, or attracted mates. Together, footprints, coprolites, and skin impressions transform our understanding of dinosaurs from static skeletons into dynamic, living organisms interacting actively with their surroundings. They reveal travel routes, dietary preferences, social life, and even physiological attributes that otherwise remain beyond the reach of bone fossils. As technology progresses, new analytical tools continue to enhance the resolution and scope of trace fossil studies, linking physical traces with biomechanical models and ecological reconstructions. This expanding knowledge enriches the story of dinosaurs, offering an intimate connection to their lived experiences. Embracing the lessons of trace fossils, paleontology paints a fuller, richer tapestry of Mesozoic life, bridging millions of years with stories etched in stone by the very steps, habits, and skin of dinosaurs themselves. Our exploration of their world grows ever more vivid, alive, and compelling. The tale of dinosaurs is not only one of incredible diversity in form and function, but also a story deeply intertwined with the ancient geography of Earth. As the continents drifted apart during the Mesozoic era, isolated landmasses became cradles of unique dinosaur faunas, each shaped by distinct evolutionary pressures, climates, and ecosystems. These continental giants symbolize how geography fostered extraordinary specialization and species divergence, producing some of the most extraordinary dinosaurs known to science. On the vast supercontinent of Gondwana, which included South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, and India, dinosaurs followed captivating evolutionary trajectories. South America, especially during the late Cretaceous, was home to titanic sauropods such as Argentinosaurus and Patagotitan. Argentinosaurus is often considered among the largest land animals ever, possibly reaching lengths over 30 meters, 100 feet, and weighing upwards of 70 tons. These immense herbivores navigated lush floodplains and forests, exerting massive influence on their ecosystems. South American theropods like Giganotosaurus rivaled or exceeded Tyrannosaurus rex in size, showcasing a fascinating predator-prey dynamic unique to the continent. Africa, also part of Gondwana, nurtured its own giants. Spinosaurus, one of the largest known carnivorous dinosaurs, stalked river systems with adaptations hinting at a semi-aquatic lifestyle. Other formidable dinosaurs, such as Carcharodontosaurus, terrorized African landscapes, offering a distinct predatory niche compared to contemporaries elsewhere. The African fossil record reveals both gigantic and bizarre forms shaped by swampy coastal plains and varied paleo-environments. Moving north to Laurasia, the northern ancient supercontinent encompassing North America, Europe, and Asia, the dinosaur lineup differed. North America boasted iconic species such as the massive ceratopsian Triceratops and the ferocious Tyrannosaurus rex during the late Cretaceous. These giants coexisted in ecosystems rich with duck-billed hadrosaurs and armored ankylosaurs. Earlier, during the Jurassic, colossal sauropods like Apatosaurus roamed, shaping landscapes with their massive bulk. In Asia, unique giants such as Theropods, known for its enormous, terrifying claws, and Tarbosaurus, a close relative of Tyrannosaurs, thrived. The diversity of Asian dinosaurs is amplified by discoveries like the feathered theropods of China's Liaoning province, blending colossal size with unexpectedly bird-like features. Asia's varied climate zones, from arid deserts to lush forests, drove an evolutionary explosion of forms. Europe, fragmented into islands during parts of the Mesozoic, hosted somewhat smaller but no less fascinating dinosaurs. Species such as Europasaurus, a dwarf sauropod, illustrated island dwarfism, an evolutionary response to limited resources. Europe's geological complexity created habitats where both primitive and derived dinosaur groups persisted concurrently. Australia and Antarctica, parts of Gondwana sealed off toward the end of the Mesozoic, reveal fossil evidence of smaller dinosaur species adapted to cooler and more isolated conditions. Although fossils here are less abundant, discoveries like the large theropod Australopithecus in Australia hint at a unique dinosaur biota shaped by southern climates and geographic isolation. The isolation of these continents by oceans and seas fostered divergent evolutionary pathways. Without frequent intercontinental migrations, species adapted to local conditions, resulting in distinct dinosaur assemblages, some of which evolved gigantism, others dwarfism, and many unique anatomical features unseen elsewhere. This geographic and evolutionary mosaic enhances our appreciation of global biodiversity during the Mesozoic. Each landmass served as a stage for evolutionary experiments, some leading to sensational giants that dominate museum halls and scientific literature, others to specialized forms revealing ecological balance and adaptation. In the broader context of dinosaur history, understanding these continental giants underscores the role of plate tectonics and geographic isolation in shaping evolutionary outcomes. This perspective informs current scientific debates and fuels ongoing exploration and discovery as paleontologists continue to uncover new fossils that fill the gaps in our knowledge. As we continue our voyage through dinosaur history, the intersection of ancient geography, biology, and ecology reveals the dynamic, interconnected world of dinosaurs, a world where continents themselves sculpted the fate and form of Earth's most legendary creatures. Before dinosaurs rose to dominate the Mesozoic landscapes, Earth's biosphere endured a series of profound transformations shaped by catastrophic extinction events. Among these, the Permian mass extinction stands out as the most devastating biological crisis in our planet's history. Occurring approximately 252 million years ago, at the boundary between the Permian and Triassic periods, this event eradicated an estimated 90 to 96% of marine species and about 70% of terrestrial vertebrate species. Understanding the causes, effects, and aftermath of the Permian mass extinction not only contextualizes the emergence and eventual dominance of dinosaurs, but also provides critical lessons about resilience, recovery, and life's remarkable adaptability. The Permian period, preceding the Mesozoic, was a time of rich biodiversity with sprawling ecosystems comprising diverse marine invertebrates, amphibians, and early reptiles. Complex terrestrial habitats featured vast forests dominated by seed ferns, conifers, and other gymnosperms. However, toward the end of the Permian, Earth's environment experienced rapid and severe upheavals that severely disrupted these ecosystems. Multiple interlinked factors likely triggered the Permian extinction. Massive volcanic eruptions in the Siberian Traps released immense volumes of lava, sulfur dioxide, and greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. This volcanic activity caused prolonged global warming, acid rain, and ocean acidification. Widespread anoxia, oxygen depletion in the oceans, led to the collapse of marine food webs. Additionally, destabilized ecosystems, possible methane hydrate release, and fluctuations in sea level compounded the environmental stresses. The sheer scale and rapidity of extinction altered Earth's biological landscape profoundly. Entire groups vanished, including trilobites and many brachiopods in the oceans, and numerous amphibian and reptilian lineages on land. This mutational bottleneck left vacant ecological niches and a simpler, depopulated biosphere. Yet, within this devastation lay the seeds of new evolutionary opportunities. The Permian mass extinction created an ecological reset, clearing the way for the rise of new organisms, most notably the archosaurs, the group from which dinosaurs eventually evolved. The early Triassic was thus a critical chapter of diversification and innovation, witnessing experimentation in anatomy, metabolism, and reproductive strategies that set the stage for the Mesozoic. Studying the Permian extinction yields profound insights. It highlights the interconnectedness of geological, atmospheric, and biological systems, and serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of life amid rapid environmental change. The recovery process itself, spanning millions of years, exemplifies life's resilience and evolutionary creativity, emphasizing adaptability as the cornerstone of survival. From a paleontological perspective, the Permian boundary is marked by distinct fossil signatures, including abrupt losses in species diversity and turnover in dominant taxa. These data inform models of extinction dynamics and recovery ecology, enriching our comprehension of life's patterns across deep time. Reflecting on the Permian extinction contextualizes the Mesozoic Era as a time of both opportunity and challenge. Dinosaurs inherited a transformed world, one shaped by extinction's cleansing force and recovery's inventiveness. The lessons from this ancient crisis resonate today, reminding us of the delicate balance sustaining biodiversity and the ongoing impact of environmental change. As we advance toward the dramatic finale of the non-avian dinosaurs at the Cretaceous-Paleogene boundary, revisiting the Permian extinctions enriches our understanding of extinction's role in evolution, a force both destructive and regenerative, shaping the ever-changing tapestry of life on Earth. The Cretaceous-Paleogene (KP) event, which occurred approximately 66 million years ago, marks one of the most dramatic and studied turning points in Earth's biological history: the abrupt end of the age of non-avian dinosaurs. This event, often popularly referred to as the asteroid or meteor impact extinction, wiped out around 75% of all species on Earth, forever changing the course of life and paving the way for mammals and eventually humans. To fully grasp this pivotal moment, it's essential to delve into the evidence, causes, mechanisms, and consequences that define this extraordinary boundary in time. The story of the KPG extinction has its origins in a confluence of geological, biological, and astrophysical findings. The defining clue came with the discovery of a worldwide geological layer enriched in iridium, a rare element more abundant in asteroids than in Earth's crust. This thin sedimentary layer, known as the KPG boundary clay, was initially identified in the late 1970s by Luis and Walter Alvarez and their team, a finding that revolutionized the understanding of mass extinctions. Subsequent investigations pinpointed the Chicxulub crater beneath the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico as the impact site, measuring approximately 150 kilometers in diameter. This colossal collision released energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs, triggering immediate and far-reaching environmental catastrophes. The impact ejected vast quantities of dust and aerosols into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight, disrupting photosynthesis and causing sudden global cooling, a phenomenon sometimes referred to as an impact winter. Geological evidence further points to intense wildfires ignited by falling ejecta, massive tsunamis inundating coastlines, and acid rain resulting from atmospheric reactions. These rapidly unfolding disasters devastated ecosystems both on land and in the sea. In parallel with the impact event, there was significant volcanic activity at the time, particularly the extensive eruptions forming the Deccan Traps in present-day India. Some scientists suggest this volcanic activity contributed to prolonged environmental stress through greenhouse gases, acidification, and climatic fluctuations. Though debates continue regarding the relative impacts of the asteroid and volcanism, it is widely accepted that the combination of these factors culminated in a severe collapse of biodiversity. From a paleontological perspective, the KPG event is characterized by a sudden and massive loss of species. The non-avian dinosaurs, despite their evolutionary success and dominance for over 160 million years, vanished completely. This extinction encompassed iconic groups including the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex, hadrosaurs, ceratopsians, and giant sauropods. Yet, it is vital to note that some lineages did survive. Avian dinosaurs, the ancestors of modern birds, persisted and radiated afterward. Other groups severely affected included marine reptiles like mosasaurs and plesiosaurs, numerous ammonite species, and many marine planktonic organisms, deeply disfiguring marine ecosystems. On land, many plant species and smaller vertebrates faced extinction, reshaping terrestrial ecosystems profoundly. The aftermath of the extinction offers crucial lessons in resilience and recovery. Over the ensuing millions of years, mammals underwent an extensive adaptive radiation, filling ecological niches once held by dinosaurs. This diversification laid the groundwork for the rise of present-day fauna and ultimately the emergence of humans. Studying the KPG extinction blends multidisciplinary approaches. Geology, geochemistry, paleontology, and climate modeling each contributes to an integrated understanding of the event's timing, causes, and effects. Continuous fossil discoveries, refined dating techniques, and computer simulations enhance insights, revealing the complex interplay between catastrophic events and biological responses. In essence, the Cretaceous Paleogene event is a profound testament to Earth's dynamic systems and the fragility of even the most dominant life forms. It underscores the delicate balance that sustains biodiversity and the powerful forces that can abruptly alter evolutionary trajectories. As we proceed, reflecting on what survived this cataclysm leads us to explore the remarkable lineage of birds and other dinosaur descendants, whose survival stories illuminate both continuity and change in the grand saga of life on our planet. As the dramatic curtains fell on the Mesozoic Era with the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event, many of the planet's most iconic creatures vanished. Yet, amid this vast loss emerged stories of survival and continuity that bridge prehistoric epochs with the present day. Among the most astonishing survivors of this cataclysm were the avian dinosaurs, the direct descendants of certain theropod dinosaurs, whose legacy persists in the birds that fill our skies today. This section delves into the fascinating story of what survived the extinction event, exploring the lineage of birds, other dinosaur descendants, and the resilience of life. Birds are embraced by scientists as living dinosaurs, representing a lineage of theropod dinosaurs that evolved flight, feathers, and diverse ecologies. The discovery of transitional fossils, such as Archaeopteryx, and a wealth of feathered dinosaur fossils has clarified that the evolutionary split between non-avian dinosaurs and avian dinosaurs occurred well before the end Cretaceous extinctions. This evolutionary heritage means that while the non-avian dinosaurs perished, their avian relatives possessed the traits and adaptability, such as smaller size, flight, and possibly diverse diets, that favored survival through the upheaval. Following the extinction event, birds underwent rapid adaptive radiation, exploiting ecological niches left vacant by extinct animals. Modern birds belong to the clade Neornithes and display remarkable diversity, from tiny hummingbirds to enormous ostriches, illustrating evolutionary success that spans an extraordinary range of forms and habitats. But the legacy of dinosaur survivors extends beyond just birds. Some crocodiliforms, close relatives of dinosaurs, also survived and evolved along separate paths, highlighting the persistence of archosaur lineages into the present. Additionally, turtles and squamates continued their evolutionary evolutionary journeys, shaping modern reptilian diversity. Fossil records affirm that although the non-avian dinosaurs disappeared, certain small theropod groups survived in diminished diversity, giving rise to the avian forms we know today. Characteristics like high metabolic rates, endothermy, and complex behaviors likely conferred survival advantages during the post-impact recovery periods. The survival of birds and other dinosaur descendants underscores the complex nature of mass extinctions. These events act not only as catastrophic extinctions, but also as evolutionary filters, shaping the future trajectory of life. Species with generalized diets, small body size, efficient reproductive strategies, and mobility stand better chances to endure environmental crises. Looking at the modern avian world, the vibrant array of birds globally, from oceanic albatrosses to forest hummingbirds, embodies the living continuation of dinosaurs. Birds' feathers, flight adaptations, nesting behaviors, and vocal communications evoke a direct connection to their ancient ancestry. The resilience and adaptation of these dinosaur descendants continue to intrigue scientists and inspire conservation efforts, linking ancient past with contemporary ecosystems. Future discoveries promise to illuminate how early birds weathered extinction and thrived, enriching our understanding of both history and biology. Thus, while the Cretaceous-Paleogene event ended the reign of most dinosaurs, it also heralded a renaissance through the survival and transformation of their avian heirs. These descendants preserve a profound biological legacy, connecting the prehistoric world's drama to the life pulsating around us today. In the last century, and especially the past few decades, the field of paleontology has undergone a revolutionary transformation, ushering in an unprecedented age of dinosaur discoveries powered by advances in technology, interdisciplinary collaboration, and an ever-expanding global network of researchers. This golden era of dinosaur science is characterized not just by new fossil finds, but by innovative methods that allow us to glean extraordinary insights from fossils, breathing life into the ancient creatures and their worlds with increasing clarity and detail. Modern paleontology employs a vast toolbox of high-tech techniques that extend far beyond traditional excavation and descriptive anatomy. Computed tomography, CT scanning, for instance, permits scientists to peer inside fossilized bones without causing damage, revealing intricate internal structures such as brain cavities, sinus systems, and vascular canals. These scans often lead to 3D digital reconstructions that illuminate the anatomy and physiology of dinosaurs with remarkable precision. Synchrotron radiation facilities, the most powerful X-ray sources, can resolve microscopic features within fossils, enabling the detection of soft tissues, cellular structures, and even original organic molecules. Such analyses sometimes uncover melanosomes, pigment-bearing organelles that reveal coloration patterns, fundamentally altering our perceptions of dinosaur appearance and behavior. Meanwhile, geochemical and isotopic studies examine fossil composition to infer ancient diets, migration behaviors, climate conditions, and the fossilization environments themselves. Advances in mass spectrometry and microanalysis facilitate traces of ancient biochemistry, opening windows into dinosaur metabolism and ecology. Discoveries in remote or previously underexplored regions continue to expand our knowledge dramatically. Expeditions to Arctic Canada, Patagonia, Mongolia's Gobi Desert, and China's Liaoning Province have unearthed exceptionally well-preserved specimens, complete skeletons, feathered dinosaurs, embryonic remains, and even traces of soft tissues. These finds provide vital links in evolutionary chains and illuminate behaviors and physiologies previously unknown. High-resolution 3D printing allows replicas of fossils to be studied worldwide, expanding access to unique specimens beyond their country of origin. Computer simulations and biomechanical modeling help scientists hypothesize about locomotion, feeding mechanics, or population dynamics, transforming static fossils into dynamic interpretations of life. Public engagement and citizen science also play increasingly prominent roles. Educational programs, museum exhibitions, and digital platforms enable enthusiasts and amateurs to contribute observations and discoveries, fostering a global community passionate about dinosaur research. The integration of DNA research and comparative genomics, while challenging due to the age of dinosaur fossils, draws parallels between modern birds and extinct dinosaurs, deepening evolutionary insights. Though ancient DNA is unlikely to survive from dinosaurs, studying gene expression in living birds informs understanding of developmental biology and evolutionary pathways. Significantly, paleontology is moving beyond the study of isolated fossils toward holistic investigations of entire paleo-ecosystems, incorporating sedimentology, climate modeling, and ecosystem dynamics. This interdisciplinary approach enriches reconstruction of the Mesozoic environment, illuminating complex ecological interactions. In summary, modern paleontology combines technological innovation, expansive field exploration, and interdisciplinary science to unlock the secrets of the dinosaur world with a depth and nuance unimaginable just decades ago. This ever-evolving field continues to rewrite textbooks and captivate public imagination, reminding us that the story of dinosaurs is far from finished. As we contemplate the ongoing impact of dinosaur discoveries, we will next explore their profound cultural legacy, how these ancient giants have inspired myths, media, science, and popular culture around the globe, shaping our shared history and imagination. The cultural impact of dinosaurs extends far beyond scientific circles. These magnificent creatures have permeated mythology, literature, art, film, and popular science, profoundly shaping human imagination and culture. From ancient folklore to blockbuster movies, dinosaurs capture a universal fascination, embodying mystery, power, and the allure of a world long vanished but vividly alive in our minds. The earliest human engagements with dinosaur fossils were often met with myths and speculation. Ancient cultures, uncovering enormous fossilized bones without scientific context, sometimes interpreted them as remains of mythical beasts, giants, or dragons. For example, Chinese dragon legends may have been influenced by discoveries of large bones, blending paleontological mysteries with cultural storytelling. In Western cultures, dinosaur fossils first entered public knowledge in the 19th century during the dawn of modern paleontology. The term dinosaur itself, coined by Sir Richard Owen in 1842, sparked widespread curiosity. This period saw the rise of museum exhibitions showcasing fossilized skeletons, captivating audiences and inspiring a deeper fascination with Earth's prehistoric past. The 20th century amplified dinosaur presence in popular culture dramatically. Literature, notably Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World, introduced adventurous encounters with living dinosaurs, capturing readers' imaginations. Visual media followed, with early films like King Kong, fueling awe and excitement. However, it was the 1993 blockbuster Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg, that transformed dinosaurs into global cultural icons. Its cutting-edge CGI and thrilling storytelling revitalized interest and dramatically influenced public perceptions, education, and entertainment worldwide. Dinosaurs also feature prominently in children's books, toys, and educational programming, serving as engaging tools for teaching evolutionary biology, earth sciences, and ecology. Their accessibility and appeal encourage young audiences to explore science, spurring careers and lifelong interests. In scientific popularization, documentaries such as those produced by the BBC's Walking with Dinosaurs series blend rigorous paleontological research with immersive storytelling, making complex scientific concepts accessible and exciting for general audiences. Public museums around the world continuously innovate exhibits, incorporating interactive technology and virtual reality to bring dinosaurs to life. Moreover, dinosaurs have become symbols in environmental and conservation narratives, emphasizing the fragility of life and the necessity to protect biodiversity. They inspire art, music, and fashion, reflecting their enduring place in cultural creativity. Academic discourse also examines how dinosaurs influence societal views on science, history, and the relationship between humans and nature, revealing deeper cultural significances. In conclusion, dinosaurs' cultural impact is multifaceted and profound. They embody the intersection of science and imagination, past and present, education and entertainment. This vibrant legacy ensures that dinosaurs remain not only subjects of scientific study, but also perennial icons inspiring wonder and reflection. With this cultural perspective, we now turn to ongoing mysteries, the unanswered questions and future discoveries that continue to drive paleontology and captivate human curiosity, ensuring that the story of dinosaurs is far from complete. As we approach the end of our exploration into the world of dinosaurs, it becomes clear that despite centuries of study and recent technological advancements, many mysteries about these ancient creatures remain unsolved. The field of paleontology is dynamic and ever-evolving, with each discovery raising as many questions as it answers. In this final segment, we delve into some of the ongoing enigmas surrounding dinosaurs and the exciting prospects for future discoveries that continue to captivate scientists and enthusiasts alike. One of the most profound mysteries concerns the exact nature of dinosaur metabolism and physiology. While evidence suggests a complex range of metabolic strategies, from warm-blooded to cold-blooded, the nuances remain unclear for many species. Did all dinosaurs have elevated metabolic rates similar to today's birds, or was there significant variation among groups? The answer holds key insights into their growth rates, behavior, and ecological dominance. Feathers and integument have revolutionized our understanding, yet questions linger. Beyond theropods, the extent and diversity of feathers or feather-like structures across dinosaur clades remain topics of active investigation. How did these coverings function beyond insulation and display? Were they universally present, or did some large species truly rely solely on scales? Another arena of intrigue lies in dinosaur social behavior and communication. While nesting sites and trace fossils hint at complex social structures, the specifics of herd dynamics, mating rituals, parental care, and interspecies interactions are still pieced together from scant clues. Understanding how these animals communicated, through sounds, visual displays, or chemical signals, promises to deepen insights into their lives. The evolutionary origins of certain traits also inspire debate. For instance, the development and function of horns, crests, and other ornamentations raise questions about their roles in defense, species recognition, and sexual selection. Some discoveries highlight unexpected diversity, challenging linear models of dinosaur evolution. Mass extinctions, such as the Cretaceous Paleogene event, continue to fuel scientific discourse. While impacts and volcanism provide strong explanations, the interplay of factors, regional variances, and survival strategies invite further research. The precise reasons why some lineages survived and others did not remain crucial puzzles in evolutionary biology. Fossil preservation biases present both challenges and opportunities. Many dinosaur species are known from incomplete remains, leaving gaps in the evolutionary tree. Integrating rare finds, trace fossils, and emerging molecular evidence seeks to address these gaps, but much remains to be discovered, especially in underexplored regions of the world. Technological advances promise to revolutionize future paleontology further. Improved imaging, molecular analysis, and even artificial intelligence-based pattern recognition hold promise for unveiling hidden details within existing fossils and guiding new excavations. The possibility of finding more extremely rare soft tissue preservation or embryonic material excites researchers eager to unlock biological secrets. Additionally, interdisciplinary approaches combining paleontology with climate science, developmental biology, and computational modeling are reshaping hypotheses about dinosaur ecosystems, diversity, and extinction dynamics. This holistic perspective sharpens our understanding of dinosaurs in the context of Earth's changing environments. In essence, the story of dinosaurs is far from complete. It is a living narrative, woven through every new bone unearthed, every impression discovered, and every question posed. This ongoing quest for knowledge not only illuminates the past, but also enriches our comprehension of life's resilience and adaptability. As future generations of scientists undertake this journey, blending curiosity with innovation, the enduring allure of dinosaurs will continue to inspire wonder, reflection, and discovery. The mysteries that remain are invitations to explore the deep and dynamic history of our planet, reminding us that the ancient world still holds vast secrets waiting to be revealed.